As an ICT trader, you are going to fail. And you might be a bit offended by that, but let me break it down for you. So here we are on ICT's channel. Now, at the time of this recording, ICT has 1.75 million subscribers. Now, that might seem like a lot of ICT traders, but let's break down the 2022 mentorship to start with. And what I'm trying to highlight here for you is that so many people will just not stick at this thing. So many people will be getting into trading and they want to have instant results. They want to be making money within a week, within a month, within a year. And it's just not realistic to set any sort of time on when you should be profitable, when you should be making money from trading, because every person is different and every person is going to have their own journey and their own time reference. There's a YouTuber called JadeCap who is a ICT trader who is well known for breaking the Apex world record in payouts. Now, a lot of people will look at JadeCap and go, oh my God, he made 2.5 or however much, $2.3 million out of Apex. I want to be able to do something like that. Let me get into trading. And they completely overlook the fact that JadeCap is very open and honest that he lost money in trading for 8 years. 8 years he spent losing money. Now, genuinely ask yourself, are you prepared to lose for 8 years in trading and have all your people around you when you're trying to talk to people about what you do, you're trying this day trading thing? Are you prepared to have 8 years of people saying, oh, how's the day trading thing going? You making money yet? And when you say, well, no, but I'm still progressing, I'm still learning. Are you ready for the judgment that they're gonna come with, like, oh, you shouldn't be sticking at this thing, you're clearly not making money, it's probably time to give up and go get a real job? And then you pull out $2,300,000 from trading. Now, with that in mind, let's go back to this ICT mentorship from 2022. We can see that the first episode, the introduction to the model, has 3.6 million views. The next episode has 3.1 million views. The next episode has 2.2 million views. So over 1 million people did not make it from episode 1 to episode 3. They didn't make it through 2 hours of this mentorship. And then episode 4, 1.1 million views. A 50% decrease from episode 3 to episode 4. And if we scroll down to the later episodes, you can see episode 40, 350,000 people made it to episode 40. Some clearly skipped episodes because we have episodes like episode 37 and episode 36, which have even less. They have around 230, 270, 250,000 views. 3.6 million people have watched the first episode of this mentorship. And this is just one ICT mentorship. There's the 2022 mentorship, there's the 2023 mentorship, 24, 25, which is still ongoing. There's all the core content. There's the Market Primer series. There's so much content from ICT that people are just too lazy to watch and study and learn. Now, how many people do you think have studied this the whole way through and took notes? How many people do you think have watched it more than once? For reference, I've watched this entire 2022 mentorship around 6 times, 5 or 6 times. And here on my Notion, you can see all my notes from that 2022 mentorship. And all these notes I have genuinely filled out. This isn't something that I've just drawn up. All these notes have things on that I learned from those episodes. And not only do I have all of these notes, I also have a book, and that was my first 2022 mentorship note-taking in that book, as well as other mentorships like the 23 mentorship. I have the 2024 mentorships as well, so all of these are also completely filled out. So yeah, I have put the work in and I have got the notes and the proof that I have put that work in. I am not one of those 2 million people that quit by episode 4. I believe that if you want to succeed in trading, then you're gonna have to put that work in too. You can't watch 4 episodes of a playlist that breaks down just one model from ICT and then go and assume that you're gonna be able to start printing money. And then how many people do you think have journaled on top of that note-taking and been in the market, back-testing, forward-testing, journaling your trades, learning from each and every day that you're in the market? I'm willing to bet not that many people compared to the 3.6 million that started the 2022 mentorship. So personally, here's my journaling from, I believe this was from 2023. This was the first ever futures journal that I have. This is the oldest one, and you can see it is absolutely jam-packed, full of note-taking, full of analysis, full of lessons, full of chart screenshots. And then at the latter portion of 2023, I started journaling with Notion. So here we can see my journal from 2023, and this continues all the way to 2024. All of these days, let's pick one at random. Let's not pick a winning one, let's pick a losing one. And you can see, obviously, I have my descriptions, I have screenshots, I have what I was seeing in the market that day and what I learned from it. And this continues until the end of 2024 when I left to go to Australia. Now, this video isn't to flex the note-taking and journaling that I've done and be like, guys, look at me, I've done the work, right? No, I'm just showing you that this is what it looks like to learn trading. It's not sitting down and just whacking an ICT video on and letting it play in the background. It's paying attention, taking notes, journaling, back testing, forward testing, and not for 1 week, for years. I have just shown you I've been doing this since 2023. Now, I'm not saying everyone needs to study as much ICT as I have studied, because personally, it just fits my personality. I like to go really in depth with it. I like to know every piece of information I can possibly know. And I don't really tend to get that over-analysis paralysis, although I did in the past. I learned to get over that and focus on what resonates with me. And you will most likely, I would bet, be able to find what resonates with you and not have to watch as much ICT content as I have. I do think that you should have at least watched month 1 to month 4 of the ICT core content, because in month 4, he teaches the entire PD array matrix. He teaches you all the different things that he will use on the chart. Obviously, if you want to continue watching the core content, it will still help you. It will add that extra narrative and detail to what is going on in the charts. But some of that I won't apply at all. So you just have to sift through it, obviously, and find what you like, what resonates with you. That's the main thing I want to get across in this video. But yeah, I do think you should have at least watched those first 4 months and the 2022 mentorship, because I believe the 2022 mentorship is absolute gold in my opinion. Obviously, I'm going to say that because it's my model, it's my bread and butter setup. But yeah, if you don't enjoy that one and you want to go into the 2023 mentorship, learn the kind of the silver bullet, maybe get into the market maker models, or maybe even the 2025 mentorship where he's starting to teach a model called Venom and he's introduced things like the first presented fair value gap, then by all means go and check out the 2025 mentorship. But yeah, that is just a little rant I wanted to get out of my system because I think a lot of traders need to hear it, especially if you are one of those millions of people that only watched episode 1 to 4 and then gave up, then complained that ICT doesn't work. That's like me reading the first 4 pages of a book and then complaining that the book didn't really help me in any way. So yeah, I've got that little rant out of my system now. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. And if you are trading today or next week, then I will wish you good luck, good trading. Catch you later, boys.